Hi guys. How is everybody? I don't know why I wanted to do this live because I really don't feel like talking now that I'm um, talking. So um, no, just very sad because as everybody knows, I love Ethiopia and Ethiopia is not doing well right now. So and hasn't been doing well, obviously. Anyways, I know a lot of people that are not. They don't know like what's going on there, and even me that it's been my home for years. It's like um, it's hard for me to kind of articulate what's going on, and of course, no one ever wants to seem like they're taking sides against innocent people because most of the Ethiopian people are really just all innocent in this, and um, so Ethiopia is in the middle of a civil war, and the people that really suffer in the end are, the poorest. I mean, obviously everyone suffers in a war, but the people who suffer the most are the poorest people. And um, I mean, if you know Ethiopia and you know Ethiopians, like, it's oh my God, it's very unique. Like, it's a unique place. It's, um, a lot of Ethiopians are very soft spoken and very, um, I don't know. It's hard to explain because it's not a country with it's not like Italy, you're all Italian, it's a country with like 96 different ethnic groups and languages and dialects and forests and mountains and desert and just really amazing. So, um, but it's been hard for me the last couple of days have been really hard. So, anyways, I wish that I had taken better like pictures and videos like of my first ever trips to Ethiopia so that I could um, show like people what it's like through the eyes of someone seeing it for the first time, But I didn't have a good smartphone at that time. Um, anyways, um, and then my son is born there, so obviously that gives it another level of meaning for me. So it's just hard. It's really hard because like to feel helpless. I'm the kind of person that like when I have a problem, I like to fix it immediately. I try to, I don't always succeed. So when this is a problem, what can I do? Not too much, but um, in the next couple of days, I'm gonna try to, that's gonna we can raise money for people regardless of obviously of ethnic group. Try to just get supplies to people who 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 need them because there's a lot of people who are suffering and then where they're from, and I don't care. It's just the only thing that you care is that, oh, that's interesting, like that's a beautiful, that's a culture within Ethiopia that's so beautiful. But other than that, it's like it's very hard to explain. So I mean, just obviously there's a lot of places where it's just impossible to get supplies and stuff. Um, but yeah, and then there are a lot of um, I don't know. So there's a lot of like I'm always sketchy of some charities because there's a lot of like political interest in between. But I think it's best to work with charity, local charities that are so. Um, yeah. Um, I don't know how to explain it. It's just like, because I was there even as big change, they're calling it, I'm reading the articles, they're calling it like the Ethiopian Spring or whatever. Because, they said there was an Arab Spring and, change in governments and everything. I was there before, I was there at the time things were changing. I was there during the last state of emergency. And it was exciting kind of at that time because, people were very hopeful that things would get better. I was skeptical about it, but that's my personality. um, yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to find the right words, just like, um, yeah. But my personal feeling is obviously, um, Ethiopians should, I wish that, I wish that, I mean, in my experience, like, it's just politicians that say stupid shit and just divide people because most people just want to live peacefully with each other. So, yeah, are there people that like are hateful? Yes, but I don't know. It's hard to imagine like knowing Ethiopia, knowing the people there, knowing, it's hard to imagine that. I can't explain it. Like, it's hard to imagine a place that's as magical and as interesting and like, um, just has so much value and so, like so much potential, and that potential just not being able to be used because of like these just forces for evil. If you think that there's a point, if you think I have to get to the point, then get the fuck off my life because I am making my point. I'm saying my feeling. This isn't something simple that you can say, uh, Jack robbed a bank and I hope they put him in prison. This is like a complicated thing. But, and if you don't have the attention span for that, you need to go. People just piss me off sometimes. I'm already pissed off. Don't mess with me today. It's not like, that's what the thing, people are like, well, which side is right? Which side is right? And it's like, obviously, first of all, in life, just because there's someone is wrong doesn't mean make the other side right. It's not about like, that's just, I don't know. Just the stupidity of people always needing a clean answer. But I mean, if people really do want to help, then I'm hoping that, it kind of feels like kind of shady, like, oh, let's try and throw money at the problem, but especially because there's so many people that need help that just can't be reached. But I mean, at the very least, I do want to try and do something, and if that's all I can do, then that's what I can do. So I'm talking about the war in Ethiopia, and it's just my feeling about it, because if I don't know, I don't even know why I'm talking, because I'm just like, I just want to get it out. I'm just frustrated. And people ask like if I'm safe, but if there are people that I love who are not safe, then I get, like I'm not gonna feel like my heart is not gonna be peaceful until I think, like the people that I love are okay. So even if I'm safe, and for like what's upsetting is like for someone like me, I have a very strong passport. I can get up and leave. I can go anywhere. But there are people who can't, and some of those people are people that I love. So I don't know, you lose hope also when you go on the internet and you see the way people talk to each other and you're like, oh, of course there's a war. People are so shitty to each other. um, think about that. I mean, I deal with nasty people every day on my comments and stuff, and yeah, it doesn't really get to me, but it's been bothering me this week because it's like, I'm thinking like, I don't give a shit if people say mean things to me, but I'm pretty strong and I can handle it. But like, there are a lot of people out there who are not strong, who are weak, and they don't have to deal with this shit. And then like people, and these same people, they look in the mirror and they say like, "Oh, I'm a good person." They convince themselves every day they're a good person. If you're messaging people and trying to encourage them to harm themselves or to hate themselves, you're not a good person. Just to let you know. But there's the same thing, like in a war. Someone they rape a person, or they do horrible things and they justify it to themselves. They say, "Oh well, the ends justify the means, and I will." Eventually my country will be the way that I want it to be. And, I did what I did because I had to do it. It's like, no, you're not a good person. It's the same thing. I mean, not to simplify life to say that there are good people and there are bad people. Good, there people do good things and bad things. Like I said the other day in my story, all in the same day, all in a matter of minutes. You can do a great thing and a bad thing. Um, but yeah, the way people keep on going is they justify their behavior. See, like for this person, Erica is obviously a garbage human being because they want to talk about lip filler when we're talking about war. Like, it's just so irrelevant. Yeah, we're talking about the war in Ethiopia. So if you have some dumb, irrelevant question, I would save it. And the other thing is, I don't know, for me, Ethiopia came into my life, or I went to Ethiopia at a time in my life that I was totally, like, for the first time that I was, like, totally lost, I guess. And it had nothing to do with my, like, pending divorce from my ex-husband. That might be a good narrative for TV, but it had nothing to do with that. I just wasn't happy with myself. I didn't know what I wanted. And I went to Ethiopia, and that trip obviously changed my life. I traveled around East Africa and everything. And then when I met Benny, he was like, I didn't meet Benny right away. I met him about more than a year after I'd been to Ethiopia for the first time. And like, he was also so broken because of his situation and so poor. He didn't even have money for coffee, anything. And he would just tell me like, "Oh, I'm not hungry," because he didn't want me to pay for everything. And I'm just like, whatever, we're gonna eat. So, um, but we found each other at that time, and so we gave each other love at a time when we really needed it the most. And um, like obviously some of the actions from, obviously some things on TV, whatever, they're framed a certain way. I'm not perfect. I do messed up things, and obviously Vinny's not perfect or whatever, but like I'm not a hateful person. So like everyone that keeps telling me all the time, like messaging me and saying like people are so weird. Like they think like that when you break up with someone, you have to hate them and they can never be in your life. Like that's not my style, and that's not what happened. Like you see, I have my ex-husband. We're friends. Like he's my family member. I'm not a hateful person, and like I don't know. So the memory for me of like Ethiopia is going there at a time when I really was lost, and then eventually I met Vinny, and he was lost, and we really helped each other to like find a place again. and we made Avi, which is such a really wonderful thing, you know. So like people are like, oh, it's such a mistake to have a baby with someone that you didn't know that well. Well, honestly, at the time, I really thought I knew Vinny very well, even though it had only been a very short time we were together. But I felt like, oh, I was in love and I knew him very well. And obviously, you know, you realize as you get to know someone, maybe you didn't know them that well. But how could my beautiful son ever be a mistake? So I'm very happy with the decisions I made. So, and then this Louise Ward, why don't you get the fuck out of the live if you're going to talk about maid? We don't have a maid. The person that you're seeing on TV, her name is Sion, and she is essentially a family member. And if you're going to be insulting towards her or people I love, get the fuck off my live. It's like, you know, obviously I don't answer dumb people and stuff like when they're like, I get a lot of comments on my Instagram like, oh, I could never live there. Like Ethiopia's a shithole or whatever. I bet you half of those people live in the shittiest places of the US. I have seen some parts of the US and Ethiopia is a million times better. um, and then let's see, Mary loves Cali. Fuck off the live. Um, yeah, just like these people, they have nothing in their mind, you know, they have nothing, like nothing going on. They're, you know, sitting in, I don't know, name a boring state. No offense, I don't want to insult anyone. I'll leave that to keep it to myself. But, you know, whatever, drinking their Budweiser and, you know, thinking that they're going to hurt my feelings if they say that I got Botox. Fucking idiots. Um, yes, Aziab, I love your name. I told you I hadn't heard that before. Yeah, there's some things obviously I can't have to talk about my contract. Um, so, anyways, I don't know. I guess I did the live just this live because I want to talk about my feelings and get it out. I want people to know that, um, you know, behind all these like simplified news articles or whatever that you're reading, um, which the news that does filter to the US and stuff is like, it's really a small trickle of information. And then, you know, to kind of give it more of like a face because there's all these, you know, like the Ethiopian people are people just like any American people. They go to the supermarket or the market or the you know, depending on where they are, if they're not whatever, they have families. They pray. They go to the mosque. They go to the church. They travel. You know, the people who have money, they buy cars. The people who, you know, they ride bike. They do everything that, you know, that we could do. Like they are people. They look different maybe from people you know, or they speak, you know, different languages, but they're people. So there's a really like, I don't know, when you see things on TV or whatever, it's really easy to be like, well, that's not happening to me. That I don't know those people. It's whatever. But anyways, I'm just trying to think also for the future. I want to be hopeful too because eventually this kind of like acute phase of destruction, I hope will sort of like come to a not if not a stop or crawl, and then there'll be a rebuilding phase, and there'll be like schools and factories and so many things that will be needed, and And that's the part when, we can come up with solutions, like, to, because right now it feels like, what can we do? Like, if there's a blockade, you can't reach an area or whatever, or like, issues with traveling. And but eventually there's going to be Ethiopia's, I mean, even now it needs major investment. So so many Ethiopian diaspora are doing great. Like, they come to the US, they work really hard, and even generations later will go back and invest. But it's going to need the damage that COVID and war and everything has done to the Ethiopian economy. Like, it's going to need investment. So I'm hoping that we can get to that part, where we start thinking about, like, where the world can think about, like, rebuilding this place that's been destroyed. And I'm sorry I don't read Amharic. I should read Amharic. I will learn, but I don't read it. Yes, I'll see. The Ethiopia needs fair treatment from the world.
I thank you so much. Appreciate, what I was sharing your feelings. I cannot even focus on working because it's been almost 6 years since I came to US. I haven't seen my family. My entire
Yeah.
family is in Ethiopia, in different region, in Addis, in the southwestern, like Jimma, Ilubabor, if you know, around the Gambia, Sudanese border. And my friends from Tigray regions, it is just so helpless and so sad to see how it is so, in the Western media's disinformation being transferred. It's not about like the prime minister or the government. It should be about Ethiopian people, that
Yeah.
happy, smiling, nice, hostile people who want to help you, who want to, like, host you. It should be about the Ethiopian people. And for example, if you think I am from two different race, I cannot choose a side. There are millions of Ethiopians who cannot be on one side and this side and that side. The world has to know, it's not a choice for the people to be in this fight. And Ethiopians deserve, such a big heart like you, a friend who can voice their concern to their representative, to their, whatever local representative, to the news. Go to the Twitter and see what kind of biased information out there. And it is not about like one particular Tigray or Amhara or Oromo or any, majority. How about the people who are living in border, like Afar people, Somali people, who
Yeah.
doesn't have access to internet, who doesn't have access to medias because of new network and infrastructure? And majority of Ethiopian doesn't want dismantle Ethiopian. We want our country to, to be united, to solve our difference. But the influence from, even I don't want to be a politician, just so you know, I'm more of like humanitarian, honestly. The UN, the United States government, that we're trying to sanction, impose pressure on the government.
It's
It's
hurting the
affecting.
everyday people. Yeah.
Yeah, it's affecting the poor people. The shoe shine boy that you shine your shoes every day. The people that works in factories for this US African investment, whatever, agro, whatever, it's affecting those women's. It should be like, it shouldn't be right. If really the Western government care about Ethiopians, they shouldn't impose. They should have create a solution. It is not the time now to take a side of this and that. We have to all voice and be human first. we're human first.
Well, I'm glad that you're talking about this issue and saying, you're from two different ethnic groups that you can take aside, because when everything started, like it's hard for me because I've been all over Ethiopia. I have friends, Tigrayan friends and Amhara friends and Gamo friends and Gambela friends and all the friends and everyone, I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit about your ethnic group, only in the sense, like, if you want to tell me about your culture, I'm so happy, so interested.
Yeah.
But other than that, I don't care. So when this for everything started, I was worried, like I wanted to help people, but I'm thinking if I try to, help women in Tigray, then, people will say, oh, she's siding with one people. If I want to help people in, Wallo or whatever, they'll say, oh, well, she's, because her husband is half Amhara or whatever, or fiance, whatever. But it's just like, that's not the point, you help. I want to help who I can help. So now I'm just at this point where I don't care what other people are gonna say. I'm gonna try and do the best that I can do, and I don't know, I just like, it's just because the truth is the politicians are fucked up, everyday people are suffering, and it's just like,
Yeah,
so
imagine, imagine the amount of women and children's who are dying because of the cause they never support, and the amount of it's already Ethiopian is not like a rich country where people have a week-long groceries in their house,
yeah.
They buy everyday commodities because of the economic, stability, whatever, the work opportunity, the education, the background, everything. And imagine not having to go to a market for a week can starve the entire family. And it's not fair for the Ethiopian people to go through this because of power game, trying to control like the Western East Africa, whatever. We shouldn't be able to pay this price right now. And if the Ethiopian people, the majority of the Ethiopian people say want to live with women, the world need to listen and investigate. It was not a long history. It was just go back like 30 years. What would be done to Ethiopian youngsters and, Elliot, and you can find a good, it's all news and everything. But when you are in Ethiopians and you see world media trying to disinformation and trying to side and this and that, make it look like we Ethiopians are evil. We want to create a civil war. We want to kill each other. This is not true. I've been calling everybody in my neighbor, my auntie and my uncle, because that's the value my parents raised me. This is how we grow up. We don't even know who is Tigray, who is Amhara, who is Oromo, who is from Gurage. Name everything. We've been living like that, and now it's just so sad. And I really appreciate. I love you. Thank you so much for doing this. And I felt your pain, and please, whoever want to help, go to your Twitter, go to your local, ask your whatever in American Western countries who believe in women rights, who believe in democracy and freedom, trying to be the voice of Ethiopia. And let's end this madness. Thank you so much. Abby, thank you so much. I appreciate for the opportunity you gave me to join your video.
Yeah, I really want, like, I want to, in these next couple of days, like, I'm trying to figure out, like, what else can be done, and, like, obviously money helps, but, anything, like, so if you're thinking of anything, and message me, and, we can talk, and just, if I didn't get your message the first time, just message me again, sometimes I get a lot of messages on my Instagram or whatever, but, I don't know, just I'm happy that you came on the live talk, because obviously it's one thing for me to talk, but it's nice for someone who's, that's their native country, to give people a perspective. And must be really hard, you've been away 6 years, and like, it's so crazy. Just like, even like in the beginning when there was the blackout in Tigray, and some of my friends, they couldn't get in touch with their family and everything, like, just, you feel like empty inside, you're walking around, you don't know, you just feel dead, because it's like the people you love, like,
Yeah, all your friends, your childhood friends, and the homie you grow up, and the friends that you come across, and people that you work with. It's just so sad, and it's not even like you don't have to be Ethiopian, you don't have to be from Africa or from, you don't have to travel outside of Europe or Europe to understand this. You have to be human being. You know, it's just so sad, and Ethiopian people deserve justice, I believe, and it's just so unfortunate.
I have to be hopeful because I have to believe like yeah, I just want to focus on like okay maybe like what can I do like when this part kind of is over, like what can we do like to maybe they'll need schools, maybe they'll need factories,
Yeah,
before the like this war started or whatever. I was talking with friends like about creating businesses like in some rural areas in Ethiopia, and maybe things that could make jobs for people and stuff. It's like that's what or helping women to. I was working on it, and like I wanted to start my NGO to help women to start small businesses to support themselves and everything. And then kind of my ideas have been put on hold because I'm thinking like people are not even thinking about that at this, like they can't. A lot of people, they don't even want to go outside their home, or they can or whatever. So it's like that's a really bad feeling, but yeah.
yeah, it's just so sad, and I wish the people that you made and others and everybody. I mean, I wanna really thank Bini, the people who will make you feel like at home, and so you can have this heart to be a voice for the majority of Ethiopian people. I'm just so grateful for the people that shows you the true Ethiopian color, and I'm grateful that you're a part of our. And I love Avi. He is such a gorgeous little angel, and I know things might look difficult now, but I know Ethiopian in history book survived a colonies invasion long ago. We survived a lot, and I know we're gonna go through this, but till then, we need a friend like you, someone who stand with the truth, who stand for the people, not of political view or trying to side this and that. Mm.
Yeah, the other thing is, sometimes I wanted to talk, like so many times I wanted to talk, and the people I care about have said to me, don't, just wait, don't say anything now. It's not the time, or you don't know what can happen if you say the wrong thing. It's like, I'm so tired of being quiet. I'm so tired of, I'll never stand with any politician. I'll always stand with people, and especially like, uh, I don't know, something about Ethiopia is really, it changes you, like when it's not about like people being poor. I've been to poor places in America or whatever, but just something about there's just like magic in Ethiopia that I've never seen anywhere else. Like, I mean, I guess only the people that have been there or they know about it, but it's just, yeah, I don't know. I don't have words really. Sorry.
Definitely. Imagine how hard it is for us. For your surprise, just want to share my experience. After 6 years, I was planning to go out in this like around January, and I start shopping. All my shopping bags, half of them are already packed. Imagine when you're trying to like for a long waited vacation to see a family, and this happen, and how it's gonna break your heart. Imagine you cannot even imagine, and everybody back home is trying to say like, don't, please, we don't want you to get in between this. What about your life here? What about your career that you've been working hard to establish? And it's just so devastating and so sad to see also like other African countries and African nations who've been in Ethiopia in and out understand the Ethiopian people. We need the help that we can get from everywhere that knows, heard about Ethiopia, that has the taste of Ethiopian food, and has a friend that they come across at work or school who knows Ethiopian, to be a voice for the Ethiopian people. And
Yeah. Well,
it's,
I mean, like I said, I don't want to be quiet, anymore because I'm just tired of keeping it inside and, like, I don't know, I'm getting just mad because so many people are like, oh, like, talking about stupid TV show. Not that it's a stupid TV show. I'm happy I do it and everything, but it's just nothing compared to like
yeah,
what's I'm thinking about, and I'm just like, I don't care. Like, okay, if I had a fight on the TV show that week, right now, I don't want to talk about that. I don't care about that. I just, there's a lot of other things going on in the world.
That's what makes you, that what makes you a human with a big heart. You just have to focus on the big picture. Sometimes it's not about your life, the way you live. It's about um, how you see other people, how you can be helped to. Just because you are in this uh, video, you can create this awareness to a lot of people who doesn't know, who just only Google or on CNN or on Twitter see this and that, and was biased by the amount of misinformation and people trying to side on their political view and trying to divert the information. But you're amazing. That's what we need. It's not about my personal life. It's not about if I eat or not. It's about like the people who are dying because of the choice they have never made. And
Yeah.
that's so sad, and I appreciate you. I mean, you have no idea. You just touch my heart and where it hurts, honestly.
Yeah. Well, let's, think about together, like, and anyone even who's on the live or whatever, have some idea what we can do, besides, we're gonna raise money. Hopefully we can raise money but like specifically if there's any like project or something and someone has in mind or way to get some supplies. So, because I know that, it's difficult now with the roads and everything. But yeah, anything, I'm open to hearing what anyone has to say. So, yeah, I'm thinking, is there, I would love to talk more to you, but I wanted to see if there's any other, like maybe Ethiopian persons that want to come and they want to express their feeling about, what, if they want to, like, I would like people to be able to listen and to see what they're, you know what I mean? So, um, so yeah, message me when I hang up, message me on Instagram, okay?
Okay, definitely. Thank you so much.
For telling me all
I'm
that.
gonna listen to
I'm so bad at the live. I don't even know how to.
Hey, Ari.
Hey, how are you? I think I put all of us on the same call. How do I give you the full box?
Yeah, you did.
Um, you guys might not. Oh, okay. She's giving you the chance to talk.
Yeah, I think she left. Yeah.
So yeah, I just wanted to do. I wanted to see like because obviously I was saying I love Ethiopia, but I'd like people who are Ethiopian to kind of speak for themselves a little bit, and if I can give them on the
True.
platform to talk about it, I'm happy.
That's true. I mean, to begin with, I really like to appreciate you the fact that you are using your platform in a way to make innocent voices be heard. But I'm not here to say this is right and that's wrong. But being as a human, this is completely wrong.
Yeah.
I honestly don't care which group you belong to, who you are, but this is completely wrong. The fact that people are dying of hunger in the 21st century, and the fact that you can help your parents or your family, but you don't have the access to, even you don't know if they're alive or dead, is so backward and it's so frustrating. And we need the international community to, make a voice, because our people are not making a voice as they should. So I don't think the world is aware of the situation right now. It is so frustrating. I'm calling my parents every single day to make sure they're alive,
Yeah.
just to make sure that. So this is not fair to anyone. I don't care which group you belong to, which is right. Politics is a dirty game. It's just a game for some people. But it's honestly killing innocent people, and there are also a majority of people who's misunderstanding the situation right now. Yeah, completely they are. And it's really frustrating. So frustrating.
So you are in what country right now?
Right now I'm in the US. And I'm very thankful for that. But the fact that you have your family there, you have your blood there, and it's just, you'll be able to help them if anything happens, but you might not have the access. To be honest, I have met different people from, different part of people from different part of the country, and they are honestly nice personally for me. Like, let's say I have lived in, and they are the nicest people, honestly.
Sorry,
And
you
also,
said you lived in where?
I went to college in Tigray, and honestly speaking, they are the nicest people for me personally. And also, I have traveled to Oromia, Khalid, and also I'm from Addis Ababa, so I kind of know here and there. But the politics is making a majority of people to misunderstand each other and hate on each other. So I'm not here to say this part of the group is right, this is being right, but as a human, what is happening is not right. Like, aid has to be reached to the people who need it.
Yeah.
And whoever is starving has to eat. A mother should not lose her son or her kid because of lack of food, because she can't breastfeed him, because she's not even eating food. Like, this is so frustrating. Sometimes I wonder if we're living in the 21st century.
Unfortunately, it's like you would think that we would learn or get some collective knowledge over time, but that's what I was saying earlier, like no matter what side you're on, it's never okay to use rape, to teach someone a lesson. It's never okay to use food. It's never, and then it's just like these same people, they have families and they don't want that to happen to their families, and they look in the mirror when they get ready before they put on their uniform or whatever, and they say, well, I'm a good person, I'm fighting for what I believe in, but they justify, people can justify doing horrible things. At the end of the day, it's so hard to imagine, like, knowing Ethiopian people, and obviously there's bad people everywhere. Not that people are bad, but there's people who do horrible things everywhere. But just knowing Ethiopia and knowing the feeling you get when you're there, what the people are like, it's just so hard to imagine. Like, I don't know, just it's just I don't have words. It's just, I know
I mean, you've seen it. How many years have you lived in Addis? You can at least say something about it, because the people are innocent, honestly. The people are innocent. They are. It's just the politicians up there and the misinformed situation that's happening is killing the innocent people.
Yeah.
Like, I had friends who went to college and can't go back to their family because of the war. Like, what is that supposed to mean?
Yeah.
So there's a mother worrying somewhere, wondering if her son is coming back home or not. So I have 3 brothers. 2 of them are back home right now. My mother always, every night, worries that if they're going to make it back home.
Yeah.
So this shouldn't be the situation right now. This never should be the situation. I know politics, again, is a dirty game, but the international community has to be aware of the fact that there's a human action and the voice of the innocent are not being heard. If you honestly just walk around and ask any Ethiopian, they will just be requesting a peace. That's all they want. That's all they want.
Yeah, I know.
A peace, yes.
I know that feeling, that just like not being able to reach someone and they're just thinking like, oh, am I like, I'm gonna talk to them again, right? Like, I don't know, just so fucked up. Like,
exactly. And you will never know that. And I feel like there is no much media attention to the situation right now, and that's what is making it seem like it's simple.
Yeah.
Because nobody's kind of talking about it, about everything. Like, a lot of people are dying every single day and nobody's talking about it.
I know it's like I keep looking like on the internet to see like, oh, what is this publication saying? What is this one saying? And they all say basically the same thing, and then like obviously even within Ethiopia it's hard to get information, and just like it's just so it's crazy to be in a place where like the news that you get is kind of like word of mouth, and then it's crazy to be like outside of the place and that just it's a blackout on information, like I don't know. I just and then like it's hard for people to imagine outside of Ethiopia what it's like when entire regions of a country go dark. There's no phone access. The first time that happened to me, I think I was in Arraminch. I got a serious infection in my foot, and it was during the state of emergency, like a couple of years ago, whatever. And they, all of a sudden, my phone wasn't working. And since I didn't know about that, I was like, oh, something's wrong with my phone, and like, I couldn't get in touch with, I couldn't call anyone, and then I was in like severe pain or whatever. And eventually, I made my way back to Addis, um, I mean, obviously there have been problems in Ethiopia for a long time. I was there, I remember driving, I was in South and lockdown, and I was stuck in Konso for like 3 days. And I was watching villages be burned, I mean, I could, in my life, I could never imagine saying that I've seen something like that, and just, um, so it's not that this is the new that there are problems, but it's just gotten to this point where it's like you want to scream because it's like it's just too much.
Yes. Yeah, you wouldn't imagine this be a real thing. And I am at this point being scared that we're gonna turn to what South Africa has went through. I'm just at this point thinking about that situation right now. And what we want, anyone that has a Twitter, any Facebook, any page you have, just share that and just let the international committee know about it. Any humanitarian to be involved in the situation. That's all we ask right now. And I guess pray.
Yeah, I know. Well,
yeah, and I really want to appreciate you for what you did right now. To be honest, not many of our even celebrities have done this, so I really appreciate you for doing this and using your platform as this is a blessing. Thank you.
The thing I just want to say about that is I understand sometimes where people are coming from, because it can be scary to want to say something, and then but then it gets to the point where you just don't want to fucking be quiet because it's so mad, I'm so crazy. I feel like I can't speak English. I'm blah, I just
yeah, I feel you. Yeah, but this is a good thing. Yeah, it's a good thing. Every voice counts. So thank you, everyone, and we just want to be heard, and we just want all the attention. Maybe the media attention might influence the government to do something that actually makes sense. So every voice counts, and thank you, everyone, for even thinking about it.
Yeah.
Because to be honest, when such things happen to Israel, Afghanistan, and the it feels like it's not gonna happen to you.
Yeah.
It's so far, you know what I mean? It's just something oh, it's sad, but then when it happens to you, you can feel it through your bones. So yeah.
Yeah, I know. And it's even watching the evacuation of Afghanistan or whatever, and then you thinking oh man, feel sorry for those people, but then to think the people that you've known and lived with going through anything like that, you're just oh yeah, it's just crazy. So I want to like I said, I want to invite some other people to talk about their feeling, but yeah, but let's stay in touch through, you can direct message me when
I will definitely.
we can continue talking about it.
Okay, yeah, for sure. Thank you.
All right, thanks so much for talking with me.
All right, good night. Bye.
Do you wanna me say good morning or good afternoon, good evening?
I don't know, I can't really see you, so
No, it's a night, you know that.
yeah. Well, you don't have very good lighting wherever you are.
You know that. It's in Iowa, you know that.
Okay, I've been there before, yeah.
Yeah. How you doing?
Well, not very good. Not very.
That's so sad, you know. I'm just adding a little bit clear for Honey, but I just shared the best people. I don't know why they don't join, but that more clear for you. But You know,
Yeah.
politics. The only thing we hear is scared for innocent people, you know.
Yeah.
So we try to get a solution, but which one we're gonna believe? What kind of people we're gonna believe, you know? At this time, all people is the same. You try today with someone agree, and then tomorrow you disagree with the people, you know, that's the problem. And then at least you guys you can help us with diaspora people. You know about what is the meaning of diaspora?
Yeah, obviously, I know so many people, they like they want to help, but they don't know how, what I even people on this live,
Yes.
they're talking, they want to help, but
Yes.
they don't.
And then at least if you guys can help us to stop with that, this the YouTuber people and then Instagram user people. Because these people, that's why they use it as the innocent people to die, because they don't go back in Ethiopia. They bring their family in America, Europe, Canada, wherever. They bring their family, and then our poor family and back home, they sitting here, they get paid with innocent people blood. That's the problem we have now to fix this thing. If you guys help us, whatever, Canada, Europe, all over, out of America, these people, if you guys help us being a voice, stop these people, and then the Ethiopia problem, they fix it, no problem down there in Ethiopia. They can fix it.
But the thing is that so many Ethiopian diaspora, even also, I see a lot of division amongst people like who come, and then I feel like even sometimes I think people in Ethiopia are more united than the people in the diaspora because something about being away, I don't know what it is, but
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, because I was sharing the most people that we respect them. I was sharing, but I don't know why they didn't come. They can explain for you, but you know them. So these people, last time when you joined and you saw them, I don't know, maybe it's night. What time is it now? It's 8 o'clock, but maybe they in a live or they doing something. Maybe they busy. I was gonna push them to come to join with you, So
yeah.
to
Well, if
explain for
anyone
you
else
what's
to join to talk, before I end my live,
yeah.
and as Ethiopian people specifically, I'm hoping to talk to, if anyone, like wants to share their feeling, because obviously, like I said, I can give my voice and my feeling, but someone who, is born there or raised there or has their family there, can maybe, I want them to explain for themselves.
Yeah, so that's the problem. Politics. Though our problem we have now is innocent people is dying, not the fighters dying. The army to army is not dying. The innocent people is dying. That's the only thing. We believe we are Ethiopian. All is equal. There is 83 nationality in Ethiopia. They just as a human being, that's what we're feeling. But if you go army to army, you have to kill army to army, no innocent people. That's what they happen in Ethiopia. And then now what we need help from America, these YouTuber people, they don't go back in homes. That's what the problem we have now.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I understand the feeling of feeling like that when you're outside the situation, when you're outside the country, you can't really like get the full feeling for what's going on. But uh, yeah, I mean, I don't know if there's anyone else. Like at this point, I'm feeling like I don't even have words. I'm so done like talking. I feel like I want to do something, So that's why I'm having this live so that there are people, if they have a better idea than me, they can tell me what can we do,
Yeah, that's why I was sharing you live, but I don't know. So what they go on, I'm trying to find out these people to share with them.
Well, I have some people that to be in my life, so I'm gonna invite them on. But do you message me? Send me a message. I know you're gonna go to bed now.
Yeah, I'm gonna send them so they can share with you, and then they explain for you. There's a better people how they. I'm gonna find out. So, anyways, nice to meet you. Thank you
Nice.
for joining us. This.
Thanks for coming to talk.
Thank
Guys, I when I started the live, I had I think 700 people on it. But then when you talk about when you talk about some subject like this, people they don't always want to they don't want to think about stuff like this. I don't want to think about it either, honestly. I don't want to think about this. I don't want to live this or have the people I love live this. So I don't blame them. If I could not think about this and I could move on and live my life, I would do that. But I'm not a monster. So um, we're talking about the civil war in Ethiopia, and just I wanted some Ethiopian people to come and explain their feeling and what it's like to not, like especially for there's people, Ethiopians living in America, wherever they want to help their families, they have the money to help their families, but they can't get the help to their family, or we talked about before, like people in Ethiopia, they don't go to the supermarket and get food for the week. Many people, they go to the local market and get food for the day. If they can't get that food for a week for their families starve, people, pregnant women who can't eat and they can't give breast milk to their babies, and and I'm not here to talk about, oh, this side is right and this side is wrong. And that's not the point at this time. The point is I'm not the only one. We're so tired for this shit. I wish people knew what was going on there. And I wish that people could see that it's just so much more complicated. But the simple thing is that Ethiopia just needs peace. That's the simple part of it. And, I don't want to I don't want to try to make myself spokesperson for this issue because I think it's better Ethiopian people do it. But if I have the platform, I'm happy to give people an opportunity to talk. Yeah, I'm not happy about this rhetoric, squish them like a cockroach, because that's the fucking point. It's I don't like killing cockroaches because I'm a person who has feelings. I don't like anyone or any human or non-human thing to suffer, and I wish that other people felt the same way. Don't come on here and talk violence, I know that it hurts when your family's been killed or people that you love are dying and you want revenge, but revenge is not going to bring them back. But peace for everyone is sort of the justice that they deserve. Yeah. I don't know, there's a lot of movies about genocide in Rwanda happened, 30 years ago, 1990, started 1992, 1994, something like that. The point is when you watch those movies, they make it so clear cut, right? You see Hotel Rwanda and they make it there's a bad side and there's a good side, and then the people being killed on the good side are bad, but it's not like that. Real life is not like that. There isn't usually if there's not some maniacal general who that same guy has a wife and kids and a family that he loves, that he does horrible things. And that's the crazy things about people. It's there are soldiers who are doing horrible things, and they have families and they love their family, the point is that anywhere in Ethiopia or Afghanistan or anything, people are really complicated. You have someone who will hold the door for someone and then they'll rob or rape or kill, It's people in their mind can justify anything. Hello, this is not the time to talk about stuff from a reality TV show. This is so much more important, and I would think you would understand that. This is not, if you want to DM me about my treatment of Bini, that's fine, but this is not the time. So yeah, I guess I'm not gonna stay on very much longer because I'm talked out and I want to just relax, but I want to cuddle my baby. But if there's anyone else like that before I go that wants to talk and wants their voice to be heard, and I'm happy to have you talk if you want to talk now, but just do it now. So yeah, I'm hoping on Saturday to do another live with some you know, some information like about what we can do to support people in Ethiopia, and I'm never gonna I don't know, I'm never going to I'm never gonna support evil things being done to innocent people or any people. Sometimes you're not innocent and horrible things get done to you. I'm not a fan of that either. So like I said, if there's someone else who wants to go on live before I go, but I'm gonna keep this live up on my page, and you know, so, all right. Well, Haley, what I you said you have family in Ethiopia. I know it's like, all right. Well, maybe on the next live we can talk because I think I'm talked out for now. But Elsie, thank you for coming on my live, and Hannah, I think it was. Thank you also. I think she's probably left, but yeah, let's think of ideas. Let's think of ways to. Oh, here you are. Okay. I don't know. I don't have words, so sorry about that. Sorry, I'm not very articulate right now. I'm just like, I don't know what I'm feeling, but I'm angry and I'm sad and I'm stressed and it sucks to love people, you know, when you love people, then that's when you get hurt. So this is the feeling of like loving people and just wondering every day about them. So, all right, thanks guys. All right, I'll talk to you another time.